think we're ready. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Jack and Alex coming at you again on a Sunday. A beautiful, nice Sunday.
It was beautiful today.
Alex was just telling me how that it looks like she has armpit hairs, but it's from a sweatshirt she was wearing earlier and it left.
Like the dark.
Yeah, it's probably just armpit
look.
hairs. Anyway.
It's not.
Alright, so what we want to talk about today is our daily process, how we designed our daily process, and how you could design your own. It's really, we just pick the things that are a challenge to us, like things that we would dread before, you know, like getting up really early, you dread that. Eating a strict meal plan, even though ours isn't strict right now, it's very nice. But
Lots
basically, lots of pretzels. When you know what you're doing, everything is pleasurable. But
yeah.
so basically, we started out constructing our daily process. Like I was saying, just picking things that are hard to do. Like, just for example, my day. We'll talk about mine. We'll talk about hers. My day. I'm just gonna start.
Go ahead. I'm gonna crack.
Crack a cold one. So my day starts. I wake up at 3 in.the morning, which a couple years ago would sound like complete craziness to me. Like, why on earth would anyone do that? Well, it started out getting up at 5, which was crazy early. Then it was like 4:30, then 4, and eventually these things, they're not hard anymore once you get used to it. And it was just cool getting up at like 4. I felt like I had so much more extra time in the day. Like, I would get a lot of things done before anyone was even awake, work-wise, or even in my own things. Like, I would get some time for reading and reflecting. But that's mainly why we get up real early. It's like you get that peaceful time that no one's up to need anything from you. You like take that time for yourself to have a connection with anything spiritual, like talking to God. Like, that's what we do. We get up early and do that. But so now for me, it's 3 a.m. and it's not even hard anymore. My alarm goes off at 3, and 99% of the time I just wake up right with it, and it ain't a thing. Get a coffee, roll over into. The hardest thing is I'm usually really sore, waking up like fucking crazy sore. I feel like I got hit by a car. Like, we train pretty hard, but
and from your injuries and stuff.
Yeah, my old motocross injuries, stuff like that. But whatever, it's trivial. Then it's like stretching, just quiet time. I'll just kind of reflect on what I did the day before, things that I feel like I could have done better, things that like I'm disappointed in myself that I did, like reacting wrong to things, getting angry, shit like that. So it's like up early, stretching, reflecting, talking to God, and then it goes right into my workout, and then it goes into me sharing on Instagram. I do burpees, and I share on Instagram, like, whatever it was that I was just resonating on, whatever my message was for that morning. So that's my morning process. That's all before we eat anything. That's like all happening before 4 a.m. So that's my morning. What's your morning like?
Yeah. Dang. My mornings are very different from, let's say, a year ago.
Yeah, totally.
I worked as a server, and we'd have, late nights. So I'd be eating dinner at like 12 a.m. in the morning, and then going to bed by 3 and waking up by
total different.
God, like
sleep
10 a.m., just totally different. So, 5 a.m. was like unheard of to me. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that? That sounds terrible. And like, I would get physically sick in the morning if I woke up that early, but it's probably because I was hungover or something.
It's like a shock to your body.
Or it's like a shock. Yeah, my body just like rejected it. But yeah, over time, I just kept doing it in like increments. I'd wake up at 6, and then a month later I'd wake up at 5:30, and then like a month later I'd go for 5, and I just kept like working my way down, and finally got to like 3:15.
Yeah, she's up at like 3:15, right
or 3:30. Like kind of slowly getting up, but and I kind of want to give him like his alone time, because he rarely gets that. But I just kind of ended up putting so much on my plate, like I needed to wake up that early.
It was like forcing you,
yeah,
right? It was like, it's not even that you want to get up at 3, you were like, you had to.
Yeah, I'm like I don't have time for myself throughout the day if I wake up at 5 a.m. now. It's
Mhm.
just like I really don't. I'm
Mhm.
just like straight into baking or whatever I'm doing. And so I'm like, okay, I want that time. How do I get it? Wake up earlier. You know, we go to bed earlier too, which is good. So I'm able to, I get up, I wipe the sleep from my eyes, like wake myself up and maybe put a little makeup on if I'm feeling a little creepy looking. And
Never
then
She's always beautiful.
he's always making me coffee when he hears me get up, and so sweet, my sweet babe. And grab my coffee, sit down, do my little post, and then I'll go and pick up the Bible, read a chapter from Proverbs, chapter of the day, and then I'll go into a book that I'm reading, and I'll just sit down. I'll have my time to read, process it, and then kind of reflect and write about it and how it pertains to maybe my life, or if I feel like I have something I want to share, and I'll do that too. And then after that, it's pancake time every morning.
It is. She's making
Yes.
pancakes by 4:45 a.m. So it's like I finish up my workout, and then it's like, all right, I better like get my shit done, because after my workout, then I will just kind of journal basically what I wrote on my Instagram for that day. But I just will kind of note it in my journal with the date, like briefly though, so that way I could read like the single phrase and oh yeah, I remember that message. That's what I was getting on this day, 2022. But get that out. Then I read my Proverbs chapter of the day. That's what we always do. We always read a proverb chapter of the day. Just like today is the first, we read the first chapter of Proverbs. There's 31 chapters.
Yeah, and you always get something different out of it. Like the next, I mean, we do it like every month, but there's so many different like wise
in each chapter
sayings in there.
there's like 27 verses to 30 verses in each chapter, and like always each day you read one, like something stands out on point with like what you're going through in your day or in your time of that week or whatever. Like it's always on point. So we always we highlight in our Bibles, and we like share that on Instagram, and it's really cool because like there's people that look up to our disciplined lifestyle, and they're wanting to change their lives, and we're just sharing the things that like help us out every day. And the Bible is a great thing. Like we believe in a higher power, and that's been big for us. But anyway, back to it. Pancake time. I get my Proverbs posted, you know, just to we share for everyone out there. And then Alex is making some freaking fire pancakes that are like dialed on the numbers, like no fat, tons of fiber, like made with all kinds of whole grains. Like she just like dissected a perfect pancake and keeps improving on it, and it's like high protein,
and they're so good,
balanced carbs, low fats, and
every
they're
morning.
so bomb. She makes that every morning,
dude.
So
I like every day for how many months now we've been having pancakes?
For months, dude.
Crazy.
I used to love eating oatmeal in the morning. I haven't eaten oatmeal in a long time because pancake time is
I
real.
used to love your oatmeal.
But that's the morning. That's the morning. And then I'm usually out the door by 6 at the latest, on my way to work, and then it's hustling for me. I just a lot of job sites managing, working construction till the day's done, and she gets busy on her baking, busy on the building of her brand as well. Like we're just hustling all day, but it's really important that we start the day super early like we do. We have hours of time for ourselves, for our own personal development. Like we do all our working out in the morning. Like our physiques come, like we've built them during the time when everyone's still asleep. It's like, I don't have time for the gym. It's like you will make time for whatever it is that you think you need. Like everyone that doesn't have time for the gym also has time to go to the bar and have drinks. So you know, it's what's important to you. Oh, and we were just talking about this too, like off topic, but it's like if that is like the thing that you're, what were we saying? Like live every moment that you're in. Like
present.
Being present every moment that you're in. Like if it's like the biggest calling of your desires, like you need to go to the bar and have drinks. It's like maybe you're still in that juvenile state where you need that right then. Go to the bar, have the drinks. Like you need to experience these things and realize the hollow emptiness in them in order to have full conviction and wanting to be better. Like there's no way I could have said a year and a half ago, I'm never going to drink again. There's no way I could have ever said that if I didn't have full conviction of how hollow and empty those things were. So basically what we're saying is like, if that was on your heart to do whatever it is, that even if it seems like detrimental, like we don't recommend doing detrimental shit to yourself, but like I had to go down the roads I had to go down to be on the road I am now. To have full conviction, heart invested into being a better version of me.
Exactly. And we all go through it at different times too. I mean, we weren't on the same page that way for a little bit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
he was sober before I was.
Even when we were like,
I had
fully
to go
in
through it.
love, on the same page, like love wise, wanting to be together, but like, you know, we were on different phases of our growth, and it.
Yeah, I still wanted to like drink, and I'm like, well, I want to be like, you know, that social drinker or whatever, you know, and it just kind of over time I'm like, you know, doing these, I don't know, studying about other things, and it's like, damn, I don't really have time to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And like I really don't have the desire. Like even now I think I had like maybe a few sips of wine like a few months ago, and I just like in my mind I was like, dude, I don't even want that feeling. I don't even want that like fuzziness. I don't like, it wasn't, I just immediately my body was like, no, like I don't, it was kind of cool though. It's like we don't do that anymore. And it was just a cool feeling. Like once you get past that initial, you know, habit of let's say drinking or whatever,
like
it's just
breaking
like it just
that,
becomes like a habit and you do it. But like once you break it and once you like realize how rich life is, you know, aside from drinking, you know, it's you know, I mean, I don't want to go back. So
yeah, well, it's because we have full conviction, and we've lived both sides. We've lived that life, and now we live this life of being present in our reality. And that's cool, like you're saying, like even having some sips, like the moment you kind of feel that sensation of like how alcohol feels in your chest, it's like, whoa, like I know where this goes. I've done this thousands of fucking times. Like I know where this goes. I don't want any part of this.
I don't want it.
And to like experience that full conviction, like that took actually living that way too, you know. It took like waking up after blacking out and feeling the shame of like, God, I don't even know what the fuck I did, and I spent all kinds of money like this. It took those moments for me to have full conviction of wanting to live the life that I live now. And that's why we're able to so wholeheartedly just be like, dude, we're sober and we don't want any other part of that, because we have full conviction. And if you don't have full conviction, if you're not ready to give these things up, it's like maybe you're just not ready to. So
or you're not reflecting on your life.
That's
because honestly, when you really just sit down and reflect, be like, how did alcohol play a part of my life? You know, what are the pros and cons, and
weighing them out,
and just weigh them out. And I mean, not trying to like sway you to be sober, but like that's what I had to do. That's what I did. And I'm like, dude, alcohol fucked my life up. You know, like, it wasn't just, it was me, but like, you know, I let it.
We're all like a liability when we're on a substance. Like we're inconsistent, you know. When you're all drunk and you're like chatty with people and you're just making promises and talking about shit that is a bunch of shit, because 5 hours later when you wake up with that hangover, you're not gonna go hike the hills like you were talking about with that person that you don't even know.
Or you won't remember what you were talking about.
That's
and
the worst.
That's the worst. Like make all kinds of plans and your friend's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, what are we doing? That's terrible.
Yeah
It's just bad.
We totally went different topic, but
what were we doing?
We initially were just talking about our daily process.
Oh yeah.
But it's also like,
finish up your daily process. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. With the drinking, I mean, with that kind of lifestyle, it does tie into our daily process. Like, we set out to make our day challenging and filled with everything that's going to build us, and constructing the mindset that loves all these things that take a lot of discipline to do. It's hard to wake up early. It's hard to work a long-ass day every single day. It's hard to, you know, eat with structure. It's hard to not drink and have an escape when you're feeling stressed. All these things, though, we do them, we create this really challenging day, and like nothing else will allow you to handle that challenging day. Like you can't go out and drink all night if you wake up super early and have to work all that day. Like we create this day that just doesn't even allow that shit, you know.
It leaves no room for anything else. But I mean, even waking up this early now, I find myself like, oh, I could use a little bit more time.
Right.
Like that's just when you need to like start cutting things out of your life, that
removing
removing things that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
You know,
We find ourselves taking on multitasking all kinds of shit when we need to be, monotasking.
Monotasking.
We need to be more
really
attached and focused to the single thing that we're working on, that we're doing, being present to the thing, and making whatever that thing is magnificent with all of your intention and effort. So that's what we're working on too, like removal of bullshit, like not multitasking, monotasking.
Yeah. Because even adding more things on your plate, like I would do that all the time. And that's almost like a form of self-sabotage.
Because you can't complete it all.
You can't complete it all. And then you're fucking drained. And then you're like, oh, I suck. I couldn't even finish one of these things. But it's like, okay, in reality, you're putting way too much on your plate. And you need to monotask. So there's also that. Don't put too much on your plate. Yeah, I'm just speaking from experience because I did that. I was like, oh, I'm sober. I have so much energy. I want to do all these
everything.
things.
I'm going to learn it all.
I'm going to catch up in one month and 1 year.
Yeah.
And like, no, that's just not how it works.
That's also why this is called a process, though, too, because it's like it's ever changing. It's getting better and better. Our days are getting more productive. We're able to direct our focus better each day. So it's a process. It's like we're never just like, oh, this is how it's gonna be every single day from here on out. It's like, dude, we're gonna start here and improve on it each day. Improve. So that's what it's all about with our daily process. And you could start yours however it is. If you get up at 9 a.m. and you wanna start to invoke some more challenges in your life, like start shooting for 8 a.m., start shooting for 7 a.m., whatever it might be for you. As long as it's harder than what you've been living, it's going to grow you and it's going to help you improve in all areas. Yeah.
And then, like, remember your wins, too, you know? Because
totally.
Sometimes I totally overlook everything that I've done. I dismiss it. And I'm like, oh, I need to be doing more and more and more. And it's like, yeah, that's good to have that drive, but also don't dismiss what you've already done.
Exactly.
You know?
That's like how you hold that confidence. Like, like just, you know, holding in your mind, like, dude, I did so many things. I've overcame so much in the last week, in the last year. Those are your wins and those are your trophies that you hold in your mind. That's like what gives you that confidence.
To keep waking up every day and, you know, living your day to the fullest. So, yeah. Damn. I had breath on that.
we ran pretty long.
I know, we ran pretty long.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's our first 18-minute video for you guys.
Yeah.
Hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
It's just a process, dude. Every single day we're trying to improve ours. If you guys need some help working on yours, this video should give you a pretty good little idea of how to start.
Maybe we'll make another one too, because I feel like there's still more to say.
There is for
there's
sure.
a lot.
But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.